So that's kind of how I like it to have set up, to just really see the full funnel. So people are starting to click, then are they dropping on the cart, or are they dropping on the checkout? Especially for new ads, you can really spot just to see if there's a trend going, if the ads is improving, if you see more add to cart days on days, or if you just see barely no add to cart. That gives you a good idea to if the creative is going in the right direction or not. So columns here is kind of quite important to have your columns, because if you just go with the default, I think they just had a new one that is kind of sales, but it's not really good. Usually you'll have just performance. So pretty much the only thing you'll see is the amount spent and the cost per results. So here I would recommend to just go into customize and really customize your column. So how I like it set up here is I see my you can have your date created, and then you can have the purchase conversion value. So that's the total of sales, and then the ROI. I rarely look at purchase conversion value. Mostly look at ROI. And right there, that's one of the key metrics. And then cost per purchase. That's what you were seeing in terms of the cost per result. Here you have your delivery, your budget, and then in terms of the other columns, what I like to see is for e-com especially is, I mean, this one might not be not a good example, since they're going, the add to cart is same as the checkout initiated, since it's going to a landing page. But for these guys, for example, from there, you'll see your cost per purchase, and then you see your cost per checkout, and then you'll see your add to cart, and then your link click. So that's kind of how I like it to have set up, to just really see the full funnel. So people are starting to click, then are they dropping on the cart, or are they dropping on the checkout? Especially for new ads, you can really spot just to see if there's a trend going, if the ads is improving, if you see more add to cart days on days, or if you just see barely no add to cart. That gives you a good idea to if the creative is going in the right direction or not. And then of course there's a bunch of different metrics like click-through rate, super important. CPM is how Facebook will charge you. So these guys are getting really low CPM. Usually you'll see those around like 30 and whatnot for United States. Yeah, they're really lucky to have those CPM. So CPMs often, you'll for new businesses, new page, you'll have really kind of high CPMs, or for competitive market. If you go like for old people with high incomes, for example, you have really high CPMs. Like skincare, competitive market, you'll have, sometimes you have CPMs over the 100. So that's kind of how Facebook charge. It's per impression, per 1,000 impression. So no matter the results, the clicks, whatever, it's about CPMs. And then here the other matrix that we have, it's not the most important, I would say, but on the ad level, what's cool is what you can have is that you can see like quickly like the headline and the body and the destination link. So instead of just clicking and looking, that's a cool trick. You can also see the page name. There's some quality ranking, but I think Facebook is not really looking at us at that for optimizing. It's more for us to know. But I would say what matters the most is start with the clicks. How much cost per clicks. This is really low cost per click. Usually we'll see stuff around like $1 to $2. In average, but sometimes it can go up to $8 for something really competitive. But usually rule of thumb, $1 to $2 would be the maximum for e-commerce. And you can look at your average on the accounts as well, and kind of look at that. Yeah. So if anyone is interested, I could share my columns screenshot too, or just kind of reach out to me. That's kind of important to kind of really look at the data and see what works best. So I could just take a screenshot of this, and that's kind of how you arrange it, similar to Google, I'd say. Yep. Any question? All's good?
Not a question, but I do think, yeah, Jonathan, if you can take a screenshot of what you look at, like how you have your column set up, I think that'd be super helpful for us newbies trying to navigate what's most important.
Sure. I'll put that in the channel, I think. Sure. Yeah, go ahead. Will be your Arch, whatever.
Arch is first.
So, yeah, thank you, Kobe. So, Jonathan, you mentioned that looking at your comments and reactions is very important.
Yeah.
And let's say I'm running an ad and someone commented on that particular ad.
Yeah.
Okay. So, how will I get notified if someone has put a comment, or how can I manage them?
Yeah. So let me show you, for example. So there's kind of two ways to go about it.
Okay.
More, but over here you can kind of go to the ad level and select the ad you would like to see, like the one that is active. You can hit preview.
Okay.
And then you can click the arrow here and go see post, Facebook post with comments.
Okay.
So that way you'll be able to see them directly. And then you don't see Instagram those on those, but often Instagram will have less comments from what I found. Usually I found that most brands will spend on Facebook quite largely. I think the ad platform was built on Facebook at first too, but also when I've saw that is going more on Instagram is often when they have a strong following on Instagram. When they're really posting heavily and most of their audience interacts with them over there. That's kind of where you'll see that. You can do your breakdowns. So let me. Oh yeah, to finish your question too, there's a comment section. I'll put you here. So there's a comment section. It's kind of like the inbox.
Okay.
Get you.
So it's on the business manager level.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. I'll get you good quotes real quick. I think that's their second page. You have two pages, those guys. But anyway, yeah, here you have your messages. You have Messenger, and then you have Facebook comments and Instagram comments. So yeah, Instagram is not linked here, but any new comments will pop on top here. So that's kind of where you can show the brand where to manage them. This is what I would recommend. I would send them this link right there and just say, look at all those comments, or also save the post of the, if they just have a few posts that gets a ton of comments, you can just save those and kind of check them daily and whatnot. So like, these you can either hide or you could also delete that comment. So kind of up to sometimes the brands too, some like, yeah, so there's a few bad comments, but the good part is like those usually don't stay on the catalogs, or they stay really for a short period of time. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of in and out for those, but that's kind of how you see your comments on that. So as you can see, sometimes there's just one or two, and sometimes too, let's say there's like 3 comments and you hide all 3. I found that sometimes people will just kind of find it weird when they kind of go to the comments and they see 0. I mean, sometimes it will hurt performance too. So something to keep in mind. But if you have 100 comments and you hide 1 or 2, that doesn't make much difference,
Understood.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Thank you so much.
For sure. Colby, still up? Yep.
You can let Encore go.
All
I don't need to answer my question.
Sure. Go on, go.
Yeah. So, Jonathan, you said that Facebook charges for 1,000 impressions. Is that it, or do they also charge? Like, I think when I used to run ads like 4 or 5 years ago, there we can select how we want to get charged, like impressions, clicks, or views. So, is it the same, or do they
Yeah, I
change
mean,
the?
yeah, it's CPMs. I would say like 98%, 99%. At some point, they tried a cost per click, but I don't think we were able to do it with the purchase objective. I think you were only able to do it with the link click. I think I have one link click here. So the only reason why I have a link click campaigns for these guys, so that's a good example, I guess, to show right there. So Let me just grab the ones that had delivery. So that cool. That's, I guess that's a safe search on all accounts. It just had delivery, so that will just filter your view to anything that ran at least one impression, and that's, you know, even if it's been deleted and whatnot, you'll see it. So yeah, just a quick by the way here. But like this this campaign right here, it's landing page view, so it's optimizing for traffic. So, and this one we're going like really, I mean, we changed it up a few times, but we're going really narrow in terms of the audience. So, you know, we're doing lookalike of their buyers. So this is like using the pixel of the last 60 days, 6% of the United States, 6% of their email list export of customers, and then 6% of the purchases in the past 6 months. And then we're excluding all their warm audience, so all the website visitors, all the followers, all the engagers, and the email list from this, to kind of go stone cold. I guess you guys are familiar with the warm, the bottom of funnel or top of funnel, and kind of just go after either like fresh. So that's kind of the only way you can really go stone cold as much as possible. But the quick thing is that, you know, Facebook will often remarket on itself, and when you, let's say, exclude visitors, the only people it can, and engagers, the only people it can remarket to is people that didn't engage or visit the website. So sometimes you'll restrict the algorithm doing that, but yeah, it's a cool way to go stone cold. Let's say you have a small audience, or you're trying to really test out going after new people. So yeah, just a quick by the way. So yeah, to go back here, we have like there's 6% lookalike, and then we narrowed also with income. So you can target like zip codes that have higher incomes. And we also narrow it down with interest. So when you do stuff like that, though, it's important to keep an eye on the size of the audience. So right now you can't see it because I have exclusion, but if you remove the exclusion, you'll be able to see it. Yeah, so it's quite a small audience, you know, since it's narrow, but at least it's in the millions. So I'd say that's about as small as you can, as you should go for an audience, except if you're like in a specific location. Yeah, and then to go back here to what I wanted to show is that this is like a really narrow audience, you know, really targeted, because I know like Facebook won't send buyers. I'm asking for traffic, so this is what I'm getting. You know, the cost per link click is 5 cents. Compared to like all the other campaigns at like $1 or $2, and then the catalog that are lower too. So it says 5 cents, but if I look at my ROAS and my cost per purchase, it's you know, not even 1, where the account is at 10. So for every $1 we spend here, we get like 10, but like for this one, we get just 1. So we spent in the last 30 days 450, got 400 back. So that's kind of what I wanted to say about the objective, how important it is to really go for the objective. And then to answer your question, Ankar, I think it was for these guys that you could change your bid for clicks, but I think they removed it. So it's been a while since I've checked, but pretty sure we can ask for click, but I wouldn't recommend kind of going outside of what the best practices. So I think this will be, yeah, this is kind of manual bids. So you can do like manual bids, which I don't recommend to stay on budget, because manual bids will often not spend if your bid is too low, or sometimes it will stop spending right away. So it's harder to keep budgets for clients unless they're kind of like open budget and scale as much as you can. That's when I will use manual bidding for really large budgets, for like, let's say 5,000 a day or something like that. I would then potentially use that to control spend. So Facebook just doesn't spend the CPM to fulfill your order. It will only spend if it thinks it will meet your bid. So let's say you bid the you know, $30 cost per purchase, and it thinks it can do it, it just won't spend. So yeah, some things to keep in mind there. But I don't really, yeah. So to answer your question, sorry, long answer on car. Yeah, there's not a way to go for clicks anymore. I think they tried it for a little while, but I don't think it was really popular, and it wasn't for purchases objective. So yeah.
Got it.
cool. And yeah, I guess a cool thing here. Sure. Just this is all CAs. Yeah. Yeah, I'll get your question in a second. I just wanted to touch about that, so that's kind of the other way around. So on the previous ad sets, I show you like I excluded all of those audience, but I often like to target that, that all custom audience. So that would be like all website visitors, Facebook followers, engagers. You can go up to a year. Visitors, you can go up to 6 months. So kind of just putting all their warm audience in there, that usually works pretty good. And then what I like to do as well in terms of remarketing, pretty sure these guys have it live as well. Yeah, it would be the recent. So people that just engage with the business, that's kind of low-hanging fruit that we see working really well. Is people that engage. Here I've put in like, these guys have kind of two pages, but I put engagers in the past 4 or 3 days here. So it's someone that either liked or comment or, clicked in the past 3 days. And then I put in the visitors past 14 days here. And for these guys, I also added their customers and the add to cart initiate checkout, but often I won't do that. Usually it will just be engagers past 3-4 days, and then visitors of past 14 days or 10 days, for example. And this kind of like remarketing the people that just engage with the business, that maybe they forgot to purchase or they got distracted and whatnot, and we're kind of just bringing them back. So just a cool boost to have there. Yeah, sure. Go ahead, Harsh.
Yeah, so Jonathan, as here, audience targeting performs a vital role in Facebook ads. So, do you have any set of benchmark or something which says audience size should be this much to have a proper test or something like that?
Yeah. I think I would say like the bigger the better. Just want to not go too small. So I would say 2 million would be kind of the smallest I would go.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you can go as large as you can. You can just go broad. Again, the ASC, that's kind of the idea behind it. Just let all the available inventory to Facebook and let the algorithm kind of do its thing. I know it sounds scary and doesn't really make sense, but that's what's working best in the recent Facebook post iOS. Yeah.
Understood.
Here, so on the creative side here, so a cool trick that we can do to kind of save engagement is using the post ID. So maybe I can come back to this strategy on another call. But usually what you'll see is it will be in create ad. So create